Scott Lanningham here at World of Watson. I'm joined right now by Liz Goodman next to me, who is Project Manager for development of the Watson Conversation Engine. And next to Liz is Yvonne Portilla, who is an IBM Watson Solutions Architect and member of the IBM Academy of Technology. Thank you guys for sitting down for a visit.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate the invitation.
We just had an interesting conversation with one of the Pepper robots. And I was wondering if we could kind of dig behind it a little bit at the technology that's making all that happen.
Absolutely, Scott. This is a joint effort, innovation between GBS and Watson team, Watson Core in Rob's High organization in Texas. So we're putting together this embodied cognition. We're giving eyes and ears physical presence to Watson. Now you can use these robots to understand, reason, and learn, and apply Watson to all these cognitive solutions.
So Liz, talk a little bit more about all the parts and how it flows. I mean, we've got Watson at one end, Pepper at the other end. What's the plumbing all about?
The robot is really an interface to the Watson code. So the robotic interface is, it could be an iPad, it could be a bot, it can be a robot. We like working with robots because they're so appealing. If you put a robot out on the floor, people want to interact with it. They want to get their photo, they want to ask it a question, and it's a great opportunity to let people have a conversation with Watson through this robotic interface.
They do, as I said, speaking to Pepper, I mean, just because there's some eyes that you can look at and a head that turns and hands that can come up in that, it really does change the experience. Do you find that the experience for the user is different and the experience for Watson is different as well because of the way people ask questions or the way they respond to interacting with an interface like that?
We believe, like I was saying, you have a presence in the real world, these cognitive engines, so that people get engaged, they have a feeling. Pretty Boot says the illusion of sentiment. You have something there that you start thinking about he or a she, and you have that image that you can actually talk to these machines. And you will see more of this innovation in the upcoming years.
Having a face on the interface makes it so much more appealing than touching a touch screen or looking at a chatbot.
And I noticed Pepper does have a touch screen, right, for those that want to do some interaction that way. So is it designed so that you can have both? Is that the purpose of the screen?
Yes. In fact, when you ask a question, we divide it up into short tail questions, frequently asked questions. And those you can answer through the robotic interface. Sometimes you want to show something more. We call those the long tail questions. For instance, recommend a good Mexican restaurant nearby. You can use that interface, that tablet, to show a map. So not necessarily it needs to talk to you. It just needs to show you where the information is.
So I wonder if you could talk a little bit. I mean, the robots you have here at World of Watson are a demonstration of this, but some of the other practical real-world business uses for this kind of adaptation of Watson.
We've seen the Connie robots at Hilton Hotels, where they had a concierge that was a robot, and people could come up to the robot and ask it questions about where's the pool, or can you recommend a restaurant? So that's an embodiment that we supported and we helped with. We would love to see these robots in all different kinds of retail situations, possibly hospitals. They're anywhere you need something that can be 24/7 answering questions. I think the possibilities are limitless.
And for instance, recently the Watson team, they have been to sport events. They went to US Open tennis, and before that they were to US Open golf. So something when you have these crowds that they want to interact with these technologies is a great use case.
That's terrific. So there will be 10 around the conference this time?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And how big of a challenge is it managing all of those interfaces at once?
It was quite a challenge, particularly because we're GBS. We are trying to innovate, working with different groups in IBM. And we started this effort about 4 months ago. I don't know if you heard about this cognitive build. We were one of the teams that submitted this idea. We got the funding, we moved forward. And in fact, there will be some sessions at the event. But get it from an idea to completion in 4 months, it was quite an achievement.
Well, it was a lot of fun talking to Pepper, so thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott, for the
It's our
opportunity.
pleasure to be here.
So as you've been hearing, it's clear that you can start small with IBM Watson and grow. So we encourage you to reach out to an IBM partner today and begin your journey with IBM Watson. I'm Scott Lanningham with Liz Goodman and Yvonne Portilla at World of Watson.